Not The Grudge.
Oh my God.
Don't even say The Grudge.
No, that was fun. Do you know what? I honestly can't remember, but I remember that we were scared shitless of that place. And you know that now when I go, that's my room.
The back house. No, but we weren't scared of being in the back. We were scared of what we saw inside of the house.
What did we see inside the house?
I don't know, but we saw something. So we're like, let's just keep the light on just in case.
And they would tell us to turn off the lights. And so us thinking that we were clever, we would use all of our cool blouses to cover the lamp. And then the next day, every
All our
single one
clothes
of
was
our
burned.
blouses had like a hole.
My bathing suit had a hole.
We're stupid. Yeah. You know what? I didn't remember that we got scared by something at the house, but you know, it's crazy when my sister-in-law lived with us and my grandma, remember how she came here for a couple of months and we stayed over there by ourselves? Um, my sister-in-law, she would say that she didn't like being alone in the house because she felt like there was something there. And my brother and I would always say that whenever grandma wasn't home or like she was gone for long periods of time, you could feel it more. And my brother's logic on that was that because my grandma's faith is so strong, she kind of creates this like barrier around the house that protects us. And so that's why when she wasn't there, we would feel it more. So who knows, girl?
I don't know. But I remember seeing something in that, and kind of like what our aunt would say she saw, like a figure walking from room to room. And that's why I was scared. That's why I wanted the light on. Because we only knew one person that could move inside the house. And that was your brother and grandma. Because our great grandma could not move.
Yeah, she was in a wheelchair.
And was she alive at that time?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was, right? So we're like, she can't move. And we would see it in that room. Because that was the room that was across from us.
And then when she passed away, girl, I inherited that room. I'm telling you, yeah. It's crazy. I think I have two more stories, and then if you have one more. I remember this one time I got out of work, completely unrelated to grandma's house. That's already here. I got out of work in Monterey Park, and I was standing at the light pole waiting for the bus. But you see me how I stand sometimes when I'm waiting for something, that I just kind of lean and I kind of cross my feet, right? So like one foot is straight and the other one is kind of like crossed. So I remember this one time I was waiting for the bus and I was standing there, and this person or whatever passed by, and they had like one of those like the supermarket carts, and they were pushing it. And so I was standing like that, and he told me, you shouldn't stand like that. And I was like, I'm sorry, like, ya sabes, with my attitude. And they were like, that's how the devil stands. And I was like, oh, damn, I didn't know that. And so I was all being fucking here smartass and shit. And then when I turned around to like tell him something, girl, this is like a hill. It's not even a hill, but like you can see up and you can see down. And so there was nowhere that he could go because it was like a straight shot, because it was like a wall of like plants, and then the other side is like the street. And so when I turned around, there was fucking no one. And I was like, for years I convinced myself that that didn't happen, but it did happen. And I was like, where the fuck did he go? And so I don't think I stand like that sometimes, but when I become conscious of it, I stop, because I'm like, never mind.
It's a warning, girl. It's a warning.
And then there's been several times where people tell me shit about me. At one time I was talking, we went to the Guatemalan bakery, and next to it there was like this like kind of like witchcraft store type of thing, and the guy was outside and he was like, you, and he pointed at me, and I was like, what the fuck? And he's like, you have like ¿cómo se dice? It's not a spirit, but he was like, it's like a goddess that's behind you, and she's like, she's black, and she has like all this like, you know, like dancing vibes, and like she has like a crown of fruits and da 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 da. And I was like, okay. And he's like, she's the one that you should like look up to whenever you like need something. And I was like, okay. And I was like 17 at the time, and I was like, this fool, he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. And then when I started like a couple years ago looking into all the gods and goddesses and deities and whatever people talk about. I found a goddess and her name is Yemaya, and I've always dreamed about her. And she looks exactly how that guy described her to me. And she is the goddess of the ocean and of Pisces people.
Oh, well, look at that. That's probably who was pulling you down, girl. Tell her
And
to
that's probably who was
fuck off.
pulling you up.
My Moana experience. Oh my god.
You're trying to find the heart of Tafiti, girl.
Lord.
I know, but yeah, those are my paranormal experiences, I guess. Here, I thought I didn't have any, and I guess I have a shit ton.
So, for the ones that know where I work, you know. For the ones that don't, just know that there are some buildings that have been said to be haunted. And when I was newer there, I was working at one of those that previous to me working there, I didn't know was known for being haunted. And it has a second level, just like your little school did. And so when I was getting trained one night on how to close, my trainer said, I'm going to leave you the broom and dustpan right here. I'm going to go throw away the trash. And I said, that's fine. I didn't think anything of it, but the order tickets were still printing. Mind you, we're closed. We've been closed. And it kept printing out Fudge Sunday, Fudge Sunday, Fudge Sunday. And I'm like, what the heck? And it kept, and it had a name, which I don't know. Should I say it? Yeah, Freddy. I kept saying Freddy. And I didn't think anything of it. I just thought it was like a glitch in the printer. And so I don't know. That was like my first time closing there. So I was like, I didn't know. And I needed the broom and the broom and dustpan, and it wasn't there where the guy told me he left it. I hear the chairs on the tables on top on the second floor move, like shuffle around, like, you know, and then the broom and dustpan. And I shout out, and I don't know why I didn't think to look in the mirrors. Thank God I didn't look at the mirrors, because there's mirrors in that building, so you could see it up.
That's chilling.
I know. And I said, but I looked up and I said, hey, when you're done with the broom and dustpan, can I borrow it? And literally it's like the sweeping stopped, and then you just hear a chair go, and then nothing else. And I was just like,
Oh my God.
what? And I was like, okay, he didn't answer. Maybe he didn't hear me or something, but I kept cleaning. To me, I was just like, what a dick. He didn't hear me. And my trainer came back, and he's like, so is everything all right? And I was like, yeah, can I borrow the broom and dustpan? And then he was like, yeah, I left it right here. He's like, it's still here. And then I was like, what? It was not there. And then he was like, no, I left it here. And I was like, I know you told me you left it there, but it wasn't there. And I thought you were sweeping upstairs, because I heard you sweeping upstairs. He's like, I went to throw away the trash. And I was like, then who was upstairs? And he was like, no way. You heard it? He's like, I've been here for so long and I've never heard anything. But yeah, that we've there, like, it's been said that this place is haunted. So, and I was like, what?
You're like, it would have been nice to. No, imagine you would have known.
Imagine I would have looked in the mirror. God. No, but it's
no.
good that I like when I don't know and then I hear people say stuff, because then I'm like, okay, then I caught something real in action.
Yeah, because it's not like you were looking for it, huh?
No, exactly. So that's one thing that happened to me at the work environment that I'm in. But in my current apartment, my current room where I'm at right now, so I have this friend. We're still friends, I want to say. We just don't talk as much. But when we were younger, we were inseparable. She would spend the night here a lot, just hanging
I know
out.
the story. Uh-huh.
So I had a twin bed, right? And just to give you kind of a layout of my room. So 3 out of the 4 walls, right? Of course, the wall that has the door per se. My bed was on the opposite of that, and it was parallel to the wall, right? And it was a twin bed. It was a trundle. It was like the ones that you pull another bed underneath, and yeah. We were 13, 14 at the time, I want to say. And she spent the night here. And a little bit of context. This apartment complex that I'm living in right now to this day has 4 units. and we have lived in almost all of them, but this is the one that we're in. So we'll just name them 1, 2, and 3, and 4, right? When I was 2 years old, you could say 2 to 4, I was living in the apartment that's number 1 per se. Number 2 was our aunt, and number 3 was some other neighbors. But number 4, which is where I'm at right now, is where a lady lived. And we know this lady because, like I said, we lived in all these units that we kind of got to know the people. But now we're in this one, right? So now fast forward to I'm 13 and 14. No, 14 and she's 13. We're spending the night, and I wake up to my friend at the edge of my bed, like sitting upright. And I'm like, "What? Are you okay?" She was like, "Yeah, I'm okay." And I was like, you can't sleep?" And she was like, "No, the lady won't let me sleep." And I'm like, "What the?" Yeah. And I'm like, "What lady?" And she was like, "She says she knows you. The lady with the cat. She lived here. She had a cat." And mind you, my friend did not know me when I was 2 or 4. So, but I knew this. So I kept letting my friend just talk because I knew exactly who she was talking about, because this old lady had a cat if you know me, I love cats. And I have to pet all the damn cats. And when I was 2 and 4 and 3 and 4 or whatever, I loved cats and I liked petting them. So I would always come to pet them. So I knew this lady, like your parents when you're little, they tell you, be nice, say hi to this lady, and ask if you can pet their animal, So, of course, that's why I knew the lady. So, my friend described this lady, and I was like, oh, I know exactly who it is. I'm just going to say the name. Virginia. And I was like, what the hell? Like, she was like, yeah, you know her. And I said, yes. I was like, there's no way. And then she was like, yeah, she said that you liked playing with her cat, and this was her room. And the weird part is that when I'm in the living room, from my living room, you can look into the hallway, and you can look straight into my room. I have now a dresser with a mirror up against that wall where I had that bed. And I always feel like someone's staring at me when I'm in the living room and I look in the mirror. But I have yet to see anything. But I sleep fine. And she meant no harm, according to my friend. She was really nice about it. And she just said that she likes that what I did with her room, and that how I grew up, that she was able to see me. But it's crazy because she did not know that stuff. So for someone to tell you something that that's just beyond wild. But this girl's also crazy because, like, she's, I call her the little medium. I call him the little medium because she's always seeing shit. So I turned 15, right? And when you turn 15, you get your muñeca, right? Your last doll. And I happened to get a doll, 2 of them, but the one that kind of was supposed to represent, like, I guess, my dress and all that. And they're porcelain dolls. I never owned a porcelain dolls, and I got 2 of them. The big one I had in my closet. But the point is, it was for my birthday, and I had just gotten them. And because it was my birthday, my friends spent the night at my house, right? We're over here having girl talk. We're like 15, 14 now. And we're chilling. And I had a dresser where I put the smaller porcelain doll. And she was on her stand. So she's like, I guess you could say the size of a 14-inch doll, standing upright on a stand. And she was staring. We had her on top of that dresser, like facing towards us. Again, my bed was on that wall, again, opposite to the door. And so we were just like chilling, like talking, girl talk. And when something caught our eye, and we looked towards the direction of the doll, we didn't say anything to each other. We both happened to just turn at the same time. And the doll's eyes were glowing red. The doll's eyes were brown, but they were glowing red. Mind you, to paint the scenario, we had, this was back in the day, guys, so I had my little radio on with music, but it was turned down very low. because, again, we're supposed to be sleeping, but we're over here girl talking. And I had a little nightlight, and the nightlight was on, but everything else was just dark. So that's that scenario. And we look at the doll. Her eyes are red. Now me and my friend look at each other, and we just don't say anything. And we're just like, right. We just looked at each other, and we're just like, mm-hmm. So we both saw it. We acknowledge. We don't even say anything because it's like we didn't want to say anything because we knew the doll could hear us. So we're just like, okay, right? So we walk up to the doll, and we face her to the wall. Mind you, the dresser is up against the wall, but she was facing us, so we turned the doll to face the wall. Okay. So again, to paint the picture, where we were at, where the doll is at, is the wall where the door would be at. So it's right next to it. So we turned her around, and now we're kind of like, we need to get our mind off of this, right? But we're not saying, again, we didn't say anything as if we knew like the doll could hear. So we're just like, I'll continue to talk like where we left off, try to get our minds off of it. And we're doing good. We're like laughing and stuff. And then we look at the doll again. The doll is now facing the window. So she had turned. She had turned. We got up and we got the doll and we took her to the living room. And we're like, because if she's going to get anyone, she's going to get my older brother who was staying in the living room. And we just
full circle.
Yeah. So we kind of felt bad. We're like, what if something happens? And then that's when we were talking about it. We're like, no, we got to get rid of the other doll too. And we did. So we got both dolls. Something just got into us and we're like, let's go outside and we'll throw it away in the dumpster. We threw it away in the dumpster. The next day, we see the small doll up on the podium of like our entrance door. And we're like, what the fuck?
Oh my God, no.
And my mom tells me, why'd you throw away your doll? You just got it. And I was like, throw it away. We don't want it. She's like, why? I'm like, it scares me. Just throw it away. I know what I'm telling you. And we threw it away.
Girl, I am so glad that there was an explanation to us as to why the fucking doll was back, because I would have...
Oh, girl, we were shitting bricks. That's why I had to give the explanation.
Note to self, don't spend the night at Leslie's anymore.
You have not felt anything. Tina has protected you.
No. Honestly, yeah, like I've always slept so peaceful at your house, and I've been left alone at your house many a time because you go to work and I stay there, and only last time I felt the earthquake, but again, natural disasters don't count. But yeah, I've never ever felt anything bad at your house, and again, I'm all about vibes and energy, and there's none.
No,
none that I can feel.
No, I'm about that too, and I don't feel it. But yeah, that's about it for our little paranormal ghost stories.
Girl, I'm about to cut this episode into 2. Like part 1, part 2.
That's good. It gives us more for the day.
Yeah. Maybe we will do
even put this minute right now too. Cause
75, yeah. But yeah, because it's already an hour and some change.
Mm-hmm.
But damn, girl, imagine here we were we have 2 stories each. No.
Right, no.
And it's because there's a lot of things out in the world, dude, we don't know. But I guess that brings us into our topic for next time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is, what did we say, folklore, and what was the...
myths and folklore, stories like La Llorona, an example. Just things that we heard about but aren't necessarily true, but yet we believe them.
Are they not? I don't know that bitch doesn't exist.
Right.
I'd rather be like, okay, girl, look, listen, we're cool.
But yeah.
Well, we'll talk about Guatemalan folklore. I have a lot of stories from Guatemalan folklore, and then you can take care of the ones from here. And if you guys have any, also let us know.
Yep. Now I don't know if I'm gonna sleep, so we're gonna figure that one out right now.
Girl, I was just gonna say, question for us: what were we thinking talking about this at night?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Who in the right mind?
Only us.
Go take a couple of shots of tequila of the bottle I got you, and go to sleep.
Yes, ma'am. Aye, Captain. All right, guys. Well, sorry that this episode in particular was so long,
Mm-hmm.
but we appreciate you guys hanging in with us. All right.
And let us know about your stories. Like and subscribe. Go look at the reels I left on Instagram. I've been trying to do a better job at posting. We'll try to do it more often. Can't promise you anything, but yeah, like, subscribe, mention us in your stories, and if you can send it to your friends just to give us a follow, please. It really helps a lot, and
DM
also
us,
rate the
email us.
we have to, yeah, we have to talk about an email that we got, but we need to do some research before we respond to 1,000 questions that we got. Um, just so you know that we did see your email, we are working on it. Okay, whoever you are, and yeah, rate us, hola, rate us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. It really helps a lot to push the algorithm in the right way. Pretty please.
Yay.
Okay.
Thank you guys. All right. Have a good night.
All right. Well, yeah. Try to sleep after this. Listen to
I
this
know.
during the day.
Or have
That
a
should
good
have been
day.
a
Have a good
PSA.
day.
Yeah, that should have been a PSA in the beginning, huh?
I know.
Well, we're sorry. If you're listening to this at night, that's on you. Anyway, have a good night, y'all.
Or day. Bye.
Bye.